You went upstage and exited through an orange door. Why did you change the ending?
So I'm happy you mentioned that.
I was about to say, Jason,
did you see that the fans noticed this? Because I was pretty proud of them for noticing that.
They noticed everything.
I was surfing the internet and saw something.
Yeah, so that was, okay. I was pretty happy that they noticed that. My brand new album, it's called The Life of a Showgirl.
Love it.
It was something that I was working on while I was in Europe on the Eras tour.
So while you were on tour.
This is a Taylor Swift news alert you don't want to miss. Check out everything that happened recently in this video.
We did talk about Easter eggs earlier.
Yeah.
And at the very last Eras tour, you didn't take the lift. You did not. You went upstage and exited through an orange door. Why did you change the ending?
So I'm happy you mentioned that.
I was about to say, Jason,
did you see that the fans noticed this? Because I was pretty proud of them for noticing that.
They noticed everything.
I was surfing the internet and saw something.
Yeah, so that was, I was pretty happy that they noticed that. I was like, trained them well. So basically every night of the Eras tour,
they know everything happens with a reason. Taylor's a planner. She's not just a random orange door.
Eggs everywhere. Just eggs everywhere.
What's happening there? Why? Anyway, so I would leave the stage every night going down the elevator lift. That's how every single Eras show ended, except for the last one, where I exited through a door, an orange door to be specific. And
orange.
That actually was an Easter egg. Basically, the reason why I chose to exit that way is because I kind of wanted to give a little subliminal hint to the fans that I may be leaving the Eras tour era, but I was also entering
a new era.
So I wanted to show you something.
Okay. What do we got?
We got
a briefcase.
Yep.
Mint green with TS on it.
Yep.
What's in it?
This is my brand new album.
We got TS12, baby.
This is my brand new album. It's called The Life of a Showgirl.
Love it.
It was something that I was working on while I was in Europe on the Eras tour.
So while you were on tour,
I was working. I would be on tour.
How on earth did she do this on the tour? Is still blowing my mind.
I just love it. I just love it a lot. I love music. I would be playing shows. I'd do like 3 shows in a row. I'd have 3 days off. I'd fly to Sweden, go back to the tour, and actually like working on this. I was physically exhausted at this point in the tour, but I was so mentally stimulated and so excited to be creating. Oh, and wow. This is...
And literally living the life of a showgirl.
I was.
While she wrote it.
That's why I called it that. Nailed it. So, do you want to see the back cover?
I would love to see all of it, yes.
The back cover is where we find the 12 tracks for my 12
tracks.
12th
Bangers.
Album. So we got all...
What are they?
So we got track 1, The Fate of Ophelia.
Okay.
Track 2.
Go ahead. I was going to say, do you know what Fate of Ophelia is?
Okay, keep going.
Hamlet?
I don't want to get Jason all riled up. Yeah. So we can just go through the track.
Okay. Yeah.
Track 2, Elizabeth Taylor.
Okay.
You know who Elizabeth Taylor is?
You better.
I'm just kind of following along.
Okay. All right.
Track 3, Opalite.
Opalite.
Do you know what opalite is, Jason?
Why? Can we stop asking me?
Okay, I'm done. I'm done asking Jason things.
He's like, I hate this structure
of
the conversation.
A lot about this album, and I'm excited.
Okay.
Track 4, Father Figure.
Father Figure. All right.
Track 5, Eldest Daughter.
Okay.
Track 6, Ruin the Friendship.
Ooh.
Track 7, Actually Romantic.
Actually Romantic.
Track 8,
I wonder who that's
Wish List with $2 signs as the S's. Just thought I'd point that out. Grammatical flourish. Track 9, Wood.
Wood. Nice.
Track 10, Canceled, but it's in all caps with an exclamation point at the end.
Oh, that's a banger.
Track 11, Honey.
Honey.
And can you do drum roll? Last track, track 12, the title track, The Life of a Showgirl, featuring Sabrina Carpenter.
That's awesome.
So that's
Look
that.
At this.
Yeah. And so
That's
then
a
we got
That is a showgirl.
we
Yes,
got
it
this
is.
orange vinyl
And it's orange.
here. Yeah, it is. And it's sparkly.
Entering a new
Look how
era.
sparkly.
It's very nice.
So what is the significance of the color orange? Why orange?
I've just always liked it, Jason. It really
So it's
feels
not-
like, I don't know.
Okay.
It feels like kind of energetically how my life has felt. And this album is about what was going on behind the scenes in my inner life during this tour, which was so exuberant and electric and vibrant. And, you know, one of the things about this record is like, it's a record I made with, my mentor, Max Martin, and Shellback. And the three of us have made some of my favorite songs that I've ever done before.
Which ones, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, they were my main collaborators on the Red album. We did We Are Never Getting Back Together, I Knew You Were Trouble, 22, Shake It Off, Blank Space, Style, Wildest Dreams.
Oh, hell yes.
Ready for it.
So that's the energy we're
Delicate.
going with. Yes, I understand why it's orange now. Okay.
So yeah, we've made songs that I'm so proud of.
There's going to be some fucking bangers. Yes, I'm picking it up.
Dude,
Yeah, it's
I'm
like
telling
that.
you, it's
Yeah,
12.
it's like that. And so basically, we've never actually made an album before where it's just the three of us. There's no other collaborators. It's just the three of us making a focused album where, I mean, it felt like catching lightning in a bottle, honestly.
Yeah.
We hadn't worked together in like 7 or 8 years. And
This feeds.
they're just
awesome.
there's something about them. These guys, they're just geniuses in different avenues, in different ways. And we kind of, I'm going to put it down.
Oh, sure.
I've just
hold it.
never like this. Today's the first day I've seen it. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like,
Yeah.
So Travis is just going to cradle it the whole time.
Don't drop the baby.
I will not drop this baby.
So it's like working with them again was absolutely incredible. And actually, when I was on tour in Stockholm, I had Max Martin come out to the show, and I was talking to him, and I was like, I just feel like we could just knock it out of the park if we went back in and we did this all in Sweden, and it was just us three. Like, I essentially said to him, I want to be as proud of an album as I am of the Eras tour, and for the same reasons, you know?
Okay.
And he was like, do you understand what kind of pressure that is?
Yeah, I was about to say, that is okay.
I was like, yeah.
Why would you? Yeah, we can try.
Let's
So
go.
your entire
this.
career? Got it. Yeah, we can do that in one album.
Let's do it.
Well, okay.
And so it's like, you know, I spent time in the time that we were off doing different projects, and he and Shellback were doing different things. And I was making albums that were a little bit more esoteric, like folklore.
She's so hot when she says these big words.
You know what esoteric
I
means.
know, it's for specific following.
Exactly.
Wait, what?
So he knows what that means. He
What does
pretends he doesn't
esoteric
know what
mean?
these words mean, but he knows what they
Esoteric
mean.
means for a specific following, like a specific genre of people.
He knows what it means.
Okay.
He
I don't know that.
does like a pretty, I don't know what it means thing, but he knows all the words and he knows what they mean.
I don't know
And he may
anything.
not have read Hamlet, but I explained it to him. So he
Okay,
knows what
there we
happened.
go.
Don't tell my middle school English teacher I didn't read Hamlet.
So
Because I definitely was supposed to.
Spark notes.
It's all right. I watched The Lion King.
see, he knows what Hamlet is.
Wait, Lion King is based off of Hamlet?
Yes.
Jason, your Reddit searches need to be more focused on
We need to
relevant things.
Okay.
we need your relationship with the internet to be like a little bit purer.
I got
not
the
pure.
algorithm. I got the
My
algorithm. I'll
relationship
send
with
you
the
it. I'll
we're
send
talking
it.
about my relationship with the internet is bad. It's about as bad as it can get.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. So I was like, I made a few records that were a bit more like specific in their sound or whatever, like Folklore, Evermore. Those were a little bit more like alt folk kind of leaning, and just kind of exploring and trying to challenge myself as a writer. And I feel like both Max and Shellback did that too in their own ways, going out into the world. And by the time we came back together, I feel like we had so much more dexterity to what we do. And it's almost like we'd all grown up so much. Like Shellback and I were both in our early 20s when we started working together, the three of us. And so it was very much like we were the ingenues and Max was the mentor. And this was the time where it felt like all three of us in the room were carrying the same weight as creators. And
So
it
cool.
was really special. It like meant the world to me to have this creative experience where like we knew that we had to bring the best ideas we've ever had.
Yeah.
And I also know the pressure I'm putting on this record by saying that, but I don't care because I love it that much. And
Confident.
I'm so proud of it. And it just comes from like the most infectiously joyful, wild, dramatic place I was in my life.
Yeah.
And so that effervescence has come through on this record. And like, as you said, bangers. And we were just like, there's no other songs coming. It's not like with Torture Poets Department, I was like, here's a data dump of everything I've thought, felt,
There's a lot of songs on that one.
in 2 or 3 years. Here's 31 songs. This is 12. There's not a 13th. There's not a 4th. There's not other ones coming. This is the record I've been wanting to make for a very long time.
I love it. I love this so much. Where do we start? I don't know where to start. You gave us a lot of information right there.
I know. We didn't tell Jason that we were doing this.
No,
I just
Jason,
said, like, can I go on the podcast because Brad Pitt did it and I want to do it too.
And Jason was like, yes, I mean, we can make that happen.
That seems like a valid reason.
The request or the ask from either one of us was never going to come. I don't know why I would never ask you. I don't know. Yeah, Brandon still hates me because I never asked you. But I think this is way better.
We waited till I had some stuff to say, I think.
There we go.
You know, I was waiting till I had like a sparkly briefcase to bring. I needed props. It took a long time to put that into production.
So,
well, it is finished. And do you want to tell everybody when it's coming out?
It comes out October 3rd.
October 3rd.
This album comes out October 3rd. It's easy to remember. It's 10/3.
10/3.
Still annoying. It is also your birthday week.
We got Wyatt October 2nd. We got you October 5th. And then we got Mom October 9th. So this is a good month.
Yeah, I picked a good month.
It's going to be a good week.
You know, all these Libras
10/3, 13.
The opal birthstones.
I'm picking up this numerology. There we go.
There we go.
Yep.
See, I knew you'd.
Never not annoying. Always
He's
gonna
coachable.
Always gonna try to force a 13 into the situation, and this one was right there. It was just right there. For the photos, there are a lot more photos in this, and there's a poem in this, and basically I love the photography so much that I don't want to show it right now because I want to keep some mystery going.
Love it.
Because that's, you know,
Half
just fun to have things to still discover.
Yeah.
But the photos are done by Mert and Marcus, who are two of my favorite photographers. The last time and the only time I worked with them for an album cover shoot was with Reputation, with that album. And I loved what they did with those photos. So I called them up for this one. And I'm so happy with the way that the photos came out for this one. And it just basically was like, I was so proud of the music and so excited about this project from a creative standpoint that I was just like, all hands on deck. We're going all out. This is a full send. Like, I care about this record more than I can even overstate.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much fun. And I mean, I understand what she's saying. I've been fortunate enough to hear every single song on here, so I know they're all 12 bangers. Yeah. It's a lot more upbeat and it's a lot more like fun pop, like excitement. And I think that's a completely I think it's a complete 180 from a lot of the songs on Torture Poets for sure.
Oh yeah,
and it's just,
life is more upbeat.
Well, that's what I was about to say. It probably. Do you find that your albums mimic everything that's happening in your personal life?
Yeah, definitely.
Your genres that you've done are like so wide spanning between like country, pop, and then like it can get. I don't even know. Torture Poets. It was like so cathartic. It felt like for you probably to write those songs and to release all that.
Definitely. And it was like, I have different goals with different albums. Mm-hmm. And Torture Poets Department, my goals were strictly lyrical. Like I
felt
love
like every song was a poem.
Oh, and I love that album so much from that perspective. That was strictly what I was trying to accomplish there, was just really a full catharsis. And I loved to embrace the mess of writing from that perspective, of the rawness of that. This, I have a totally different set of goals. Yeah. I always try to do something completely different if that's what I'm feeling at the moment. And I was feeling a complete pivot at this point in time. And I wanted the album to feel the way my life felt. And this completely matches the way that my life has felt. And I also wanted it to be just every single song is on this album for hundreds of reasons. Yeah. You know, and you couldn't take one out and it be the same album. You couldn't add one and it's just right. And that focus and that kind of discipline with creating an album and keeping the bar really high is something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. I tend to love to write lots and lots of music. So it's a temptation to release lots of music.
Sure.
I wanted to do an album that was so focused on quality and on the theme and everything fitting together like a perfect puzzle, that these 12 songs for my 12th album, I feel like we achieved that. And I'm really happy about that.
So you mentioned a couple of things there. First, what is the theme of the album, if you would describe it as one like theme, if that's possible?
I would say it's everything that was going on behind the curtain.
Okay. And then what are the goals? You said something like what would be like your main goals with this album?
My main goals were melodies that were so infectious that you're almost angry at it. And lyrics that are just as vivid, but crisp and focused and completely intentional.
Check.
So it's like, I feel like we actually came together in a really beautiful way, the three of us, Shellback, Max, and I, where we had a conversation about how Max was like, I loved folklore. I loved the storytelling on folklore. I don't want that to change. Like, just because we're making these infectious anthems, like, I don't want you to leave that behind. And I was like, I don't think I couldn't if I tried. So at this point, I
got some stuff to say.
I'm married to that kind of writing, you know? And so it was really amazing that we were able to, without doing too much overthinking, we were able to get in there, and it was just ideas flying. And all of these ideas were like, we've been waiting years to come back together and make this project. It felt really
You were going to move. You are. This album is going to make you dance.
October 3rd? Do I have to wait till October 3rd?
Yes, you do, Jason.
God
damn it! This is unfair.
We don't trust you at all.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, smart. I completely get it. The artwork. How do you settle on a front piece of like artwork for an album?
This represents the end of my night.
Okay.
Right. So like, when I'm on tour, I have the same day every single day. It's another reason why we have a very similar life. His game days are the same days every day. His practice days are the same every day. His meetings, his schedule, my show days are the same every single day. I just happen to be in a different city. Yeah. And my day ends with me in a bathtub, not usually in a bedazzled dress.
Sure. Well, it's got to be. It's on the front of an album.
We try to keep it decent, you know.
Yeah.
I wanted to sort of like glamorize all the different aspects of how that tour felt. And that's how that felt, to like be at the end of the night when all this has gone down. You won't be able to get to bed till 4 a.m. after this, crazy. But you had to jump through 50 million hoops in this obstacle course that is your show. And you did it. You got 2 more in a row, but you did it tonight.
That's all that matters.
Right, and the reason I wanted to have it sort of like an offstage moment as the main album cover is because this album isn't really about what happened to me on stage. It's about what I was going through.
So I'm still in awe that the New Heights podcast with Taylor happened, because no one could have ever predicted that it would. And I think a lot of us were under the impression that those worlds wouldn't cross. But here I am, gladly wrong and excited, seeing Taylor debut the artwork and the title of Life of a Showgirl with Trav and Jason, which was truly a treat. And speaking of Trav, check out how much he gushed over Taylor during his new GQ interview and cover story in the next video.